Nick Wright is my buddy. First things first, he's the big star on that show. He is now joining me live, brought to you by Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing. So game 4 of the finals tonight. Now, it's interesting. Because I am old, I do like old NBA stories. I tend to like Chris Paul, you know, a couple of veterans in our respective industry. You are flashy and young and going places, and your future's in front of you, and you have put your arms around Giannis in his hideous free throw shooting.
Yeah.
I think this series is going to come down to this. Last 2.5 minutes, last two games, game 6 and 7, and I got Chris Paul shooting free throws, and you have Giannis, yet you have been almost bizarrely confident with Giannis going forward. Explain yourself, young, progressive, smart guy with a great future.
Well, thanks. Appreciate that. And I also adore Chris Paul, and I'm very happy he's gotten to this moment, but this moment is Giannis's moment. So you mentioned NBA history. We don't have to go that far back in the annals of NBA history to see a very similar arc. So if I were to tell you there was a 2-time MVP who hadn't won a championship, who was coming off his lowest playoff moment, who faced multiple elimination games before he even got to the finals, and then left those finals and everyone said, oh, he's clearly and unquestionably the best player in the world. He has solved his demons. You'd say, who am I talking about? That was LeBron in 2012. 2011, they lose to Dallas. He'd already had the couple of MVPs. In 2012, they face elimination down 3-2 to Boston. He has the 45-15-5, and the rest is history. They beat KD, Harden, and Russ in the finals. Well, Giannis, couple of MVPs, down 3-2 to KD in Brooklyn, has the 40-10 in Game 7, including the game-tying shot on KD in overtime, and now I believe has taken full control of these finals and is going to leave this season as the best player in the world. Phoenix has no answer for him. And the only game that they've played 5 times this year, they've somewhat slowed him down, was the game where he was 7 days removed from his knee bending the wrong way. So I don't think Milwaukee needs Drew and Middleton to play well. I think they just need one of them to play well, because Giannis is going to do everything he wants. And he's going to average 35 and 15 in this series, and I believe he's going to leave this series a champion. And at 26 years old, he's going to have a couple MVPs, and he's going to have a title, and I think he's going to go into next season until LeBron could potentially take it back from him as the best player in basketball.
So you and I think, agree that Daryl Morey takes big swings. Simmons and Embiid don't work. A lot of people are talking about Portland. They need to take a big swing. They're stuck in NBA quicksand. Good, not great. Good, not terrible. But I do think Golden State's fascinating here for a couple reasons, and I'll throw it at you. It's a very good draft. You can go to about the 22nd player, Chris Duarte of Oregon. A lot of people say he's 21, 22. He will play in the NBA. He can shoot. He can make his own shot. Like, he's a real NBA player. So last year, we got to about the 6th player, and we were like, we didn't know if he was an NBA guy. So, and they were better than we thought. So this is a good draft. And the Warriors have 2 lottery picks. And they have Andrew Wiggins, who's good, not special. I'm Golden State, you're Philadelphia. Would you take the number 1 lottery pick, Andrew Wiggins, for Simmons? Is that reasonable to you?
I hang up the phone.
You don't like it?
Okay. No. Here's why. If I'm Daryl Morey, I say to myself, okay, I have a 24-year-old with 4 years left on his contract, who the season before this one was an all-NBA player. This year, almost won Defensive Player of the Year. I already know there are 2 star guys in Dame and Beal who are borderline unhappy with their teams.
Right.
And knowing NBA history, another guy likely is going to become unhappy with his team. Who is going to be able to come up with a better package than me with Ben Simmons, Tyrese Maxey, who was good as a rookie, and Matisse Thybulle? This is where Phillies drafted well the last couple of years. Those are good pieces to include in a trade. OKC has all the picks in the world to trade, but Portland's not going to send Dame to OKC. He's been too good for the franchise for them to do that to him. New Orleans has a bunch of picks, and they could include Brandon Ingram in a trade, so they are a possible contender for any of these guys. But Philly almost got James Harden for Ben Simmons 9 months ago. I don't think they are now all of a sudden going to make a trade where it's Brogdon-centric or Andrew Wiggins-centric. I know why Golden State would want to do it, would love to do it. I don't think Philly would do it. And Colin, what I want to throw at you is this. Let's assume I'm right about these finals. Don't you think there might be a number of teams around the league that say, oh, okay, so if you build the right team around a non-shooting scorer, you can go win the title? And don't you think Giannis's success could actually make Ben a more attractive piece for a lot of teams around the league?
Yeah.
Like, because what do we say? We say, Ben, shoot more. With Giannis, it's like, shoot less, buddy. Do what you do. So I think that if Giannis rampages to the title, there might be teams that say, you know what? Embiid and Simmons didn't fit, but Giannis and Embiid wouldn't really fit. Like, and I'm not saying Ben Simmons is Giannis. He's not. But he might be the closest facsimile we have, like 85 to 90% of Giannis.
Yeah.
He's only 24. Put the right pieces around him. So I think that unless Bradley Beal or Damian Lillard are coming to Portland, I think Ben Simmons is starting the year on the Sixers, and Daryl will hold on to him until he can get a true all-star caliber player back.
So yesterday, players, coaches, and executives in the NFL released their top 10 quarterbacks. Now, my takeaway on the list, I think, was different than yours. My takeaway was, as a dad, it was an incredibly encouraging list. That there's no one way to success. Dak Prescott, 4th round. Russell Wilson, 3rd round. Brady, 6th round. Aaron Rodgers, junior college. Mahomes, non-traditional power, losing record in college. Kyler Murray's 5'9.5". Josh Allen went to Wyoming. My view on it is, isn't this amazing? There is no one way to get to the NFL. Small school, tall, short, run more. Lamar Jackson still has critics. The one exception to that is Matt Stafford. #1 high school quarterback, #1 college quarterback, #1 draft pick.